I'm slowly beginning to hate my closest friend that I've known since high school. Sorry, this is kind of long. I have a lot to say, a lot of emotions, a lot of discomfort. I'm slowly beginning to hate one of my closest friends. We've been friends for 3, going on 4 years now since my sophomore year of high school. When we met, we bonded instantly. We could always confide in each other. We were always there for each other. We hung out all the time. We had inside jokes, the whole package. She knows all my deepest, darkest secrets. I remember one day in particular where we sat together for 3 hours on the mulch of an old playground, just talking about our lives, airing out all our dirty laundry, giggling and crying. It felt so healing and so important. She was a genuine, true friend of mine up until recently. We've drifted apart, and not because we don't see each other. We see each other all the time, actually. We work at the same place. I got my job because she recommended me to the manager. Last year, she got a boyfriend who seems nice, and she seems to be doing well mentally and physically, but she's gotten much more willfully ignorant. She's a Christian, which doesn't mean much to me on its own, but there's always this subtle air of victimization in the way she relates her faith. It's like she believes that there's a modern culture war against the Christian people and their values, as if most of the American population isn't Christian. I would argue that there's certainly a lot of commentary around Christianity due to it being the dominant religion in the U.S., but she seems to act like it's as prevalent as racism and homophobia. Just a note, I'm Asian. I don't think one kid telling her it's kind of funny that she reads her Bible in class is the same as kids pulling their eyes at me and harassing me about eating dogs all throughout my upbringing and adolescence. She makes me uncomfortable now. What used to be a circle of comfort in my life started warping into something different. I can't be myself around her. She wants to be rebellious and modern for believing in what she believes in, but there's nothing she's actually rebelling against. All the cards are stacked in her favor. Again, she believes in what the vast majority believe in. She wants to be the victim of non-existent societal hatred. I think what's really been the nail in the coffin are her reposts on TikTok. She reposts religious stuff here and there, which is all very fine, but sometimes they rub me wrong. Like she reposted one where this guy convinces an AI chatbot that the only reason to truly live is faith and converted the AI, even though it's clear that the AI was just going along with what he was saying to please him, because it's an AI. It felt like an unspoken "see, guys. Even the robots believe in God, because he is the one true God. And I mean, it's okay to believe in what you believe in publicly on the internet, but it's different to me to reinforce the beliefs of others through something that's just kind of stupid once you think about it a little more. I could pretty easily convince an AI to be phobic or supportive of anything. It's just kind of weird to do it in the first place, you know? She also reposted a TikTok criticizing people for sualizing Joan of Arc, despite her explicitly desiring to be modest and chaste in her life up until she died for her faith. And I completely agree with this. I think it's extremely disrespectful to do something like that. But in the comments of this post, she said something along the lines of, in a society where we're sensitive about everything, why can't we be sensitive about this? Sensitive about what? Say it with your chest. About racism? About ableism? About homophobia? About what? Why do you want people to feel sorry about you for being faithful so badly? What's the point of it? Why do you want to relate it to minority issues so badly? Don't you want to be the comfortable middle-class, straight Christian white woman that you are? It's a good thing to be. It's great even. Why do you want to be discriminated against when you aren't? Why do you desire a non-existent struggle? Would it give you purpose? Do you yearn for struggle in this bleak life of yours? Sorry. As I said, I'm really starting to hate her. It's not as if she hasn't struggled before. She's been through a lot, which I won't divulge here out of respect. She doesn't need something like this to put up her pitchforks for. I don't understand. I know her faith means a lot to her, but that's what makes it more confusing for me. Why are you hell-bent on convincing yourself that everyone hates you for your faith? I know there are people who genuinely dislike the Christian faith, but in the real world, in the world where your social media algorithm isn't showing you video after video of people being disrespectful to your beliefs because it knows you're going to interact with it, it's a very small minority of people. She feels like a shell of the person she used to be. I hate it. I'm an ex-Christian. I've always felt a little uncomfortable about people preaching to me, but I always put on a nice smile because I want to be sensitive to other people's beliefs. I like to think that they have made the decision to stay in the faith, just as I have chosen to leave it. Still, it is hard for me to be myself around people like this friend of mine. Ex-friend, I'll say definitively. Most of my life, I put on a facade of small lies and fake expressions to cater to others, especially the Christian side of my family. So I've been trying to rectify that self-conditioning for the last year in order to unearth my true and authentic self, as corny as it sounds. We've both changed. A lot. There's too many holes in our raft now. I don't think this relationship can stay afloat. I feel like while my world is constantly expanding, hers is growing ever smaller. I don't know what to do about her. About us. That's honestly why I'm posting this. I've decided for now to slowly drift away. I've decided to be myself around her, to take off the fake smiles I've given her, hopefully in order to drive her away. I don't know if I can talk to her about this. I don't know if I can fix us. More importantly, I don't know if I even want to. Sometimes I wish she would just leave. Move state. But we're both staying in this little city, working at the same place, going to the same college. I know I'd cry if I told her all this. I know I wouldn't articulate it the way I want to. I know that if I did or said something wrong, it would reinforce all of the ideas she has about non-Christians and how they want to take down her faith. I'm scared to talk to her. Is it my responsibility to educate her? Does she even need it? What if she gets me fired? Am I wrong about all of this? Maybe she really does believe in what she believes in, and I'm just uncomfortable with the way she does it. I don't know. I needed to tell someone. This is one of my first times using Reddit like this. I feel so pent up. I miss the person she used to be. I feel like I'm mourning a death, but I have no way of expressing that grief.